All right, Kenman here, and today's topic, gravity. Is it for you? Is it something you want to have in your knife collection? Is it even legal for you to have? Is this even considered a gravity knife to you? Well, all these topics and more will be discussed. I'm going to move all these out of the way. We will get to them one at a time. Be patient. Of course, I saved the better for last. Let's get into it. Do you have a gravity knife at home? Are you interested in them? Are you in one of those areas where it is not legal to have, so you just vicariously live through others that have videos that can share them? Well, whoever it is, however it is, welcome to the party. Here we go. This is a Treszen. This is a large Treszen steel blade, steel handle. Not a lot of information. This is an Amazon exclusive. That's not exclusive to Amazon, but you know what I mean. This is a budget Amazon. I want to test one out, but I don't want to spend more than $20, $30. This is something you can look up on Amazon, pick up. Actually not that bad. Kind of a fun little fidget toy. So this is made by Treszen, which is several of these actually are. They have a few options on the Amazon. If that's something you're interested in, just getting a cheapo that you want to just mess around with, test out, see what you think. This one's loud, as you can hear. But the gravity knife, that's how it works. There is a rail, and on the knife there is basically a tab, I guess. And so there's a system that closes the rail so the tab can't move. And then you slide over, it opens the rail, and then gravity allows it to drop whatever direction you're going for. And then you can close it and lock it into that position. So in this one, there is no actual lock. It would be just a grip. So you open it, drop it. There is a little ball right there, a little ball bearing that kind of wants to hold this from dropping out. So you kind of have to pop that little detent. It's weak, but it stays. It's not something that just falls open, which I can show you on some other models. If they didn't have a lock, they would. So in your pocket, you can't really shake that out. Is this a daily carry? This is a fun fidget. I just want to mess around with a cheap gravity knife is what I would say. Bunch of jimps on the back. You can see they're not all lined up quite perfect. This is budget. That's why they don't really give us any information other than steel and steel. But kind of fun, right? Okay, number one, the Treszen Large, available on Amazon. Next up, we have another one from Treszen. Ooh, get my hand out of the way. This one's definitely more fun, smaller. This is the Treszen, or did I pull these out of order? This wasn't second on the in the stack, but I'll switch, not to confuse anyone, because then you can look at the order, look at them on the thing. This was number two. I apologize. This is also a Treszen. This one has a ring on it. That ring actually has a bearing in there. I don't know if you can see it spinning, but that you can lock your thumb into that and then spin it around there. So you can use that kind of like a karambit ring. This one is stiff to the open and doesn't always drop out very well. This is probably my least favorite of the ones I have. Just the action on it with the gravity is not the greatest. But so this is also from Treszen, Amazon. I call this one the ring because it has a ring on the back of it. But the Treszen ones don't really have names. They're just like high carbon steel gravity knife. Ring, outdoor, EDC, camping, that's kind of what they call it. So this one, Treszen, the ring, it has this little slot that only opens in this little area and pulls out. So that kind of makes it stiffer, less of an ease of opening and closing. I could maybe try to break it in and go like this a million times. But for the cheapness and this, I'm not going to really spend a lot of time. So you can see, sometimes this one sticks a little bit more, or often it sticks more. There's your gravity movements though, so you could do that, get it out, close it up. It's big, smaller blade. This one, it said that the blade was a high carbon stainless steel versus the other one just said steel. This one says high carbon stainless steel. So we're stepping up in the world. G10 on that handle. So it's nice and grippy. And that ring is kind of an interesting design with the bearings in there or whatever. But the action is just, it's tough to get that going. I'm a lefty and I can do it just fine, lefty or righty. When it's on top. Actually, I think I do it better lefty, but I'm also biased to that hand, obviously. So there's the Treszen ring. Promise we'll get into better ones. These are the ones where if you just want to spend 20 bucks and pick something up and mess around with it, Amazon Treszen might be the way to go. All right, back to the Treszen Gold. I call this one the small. This one has the best action of the Trezzens. As you can see, you can kind of shake that one out, drop. You can see that rail has a nice pin, and it's very smooth on the rail. I think that's what's really going to make the action work well. Get it out of the way, and it just allows that gravity to do the work. So this one's fun. Another one that's under 30 bucks, maybe around 20. Treszen Gold actually says it's 5CR 15 MOV blade steel. So still not a high quality blade steel, but at least they're attempting to tell you what it is. Stainless steel on that gold handle. Kind of a nice little design with the ridges on there and the little grooves right there kind of help your thumb kind of grip it. But as a lefty, as you can see, I can do work this either left or right. Oh. So if I was a person interested in getting in the gravity game, didn't want to spend a lot of money, I would probably buy this one first. It's fun. It's not a daily carry type of a knife. All of these are going to have quite a bit of play movement in there. I mean, yeah, could you use this to bring around and open up a box, cut some tape? Simple little tasks like that, which most of our knife requirements are in the world of today. Unless you're more outdoorsy and stuff like that. But I wouldn't use this as a high quality type of a knife. This is more of a fidget factor, fun, kind of mess around gravity knife. Come on. Now I'm starting to fail. The Treszen Gold, Amazon available. All right, there's that one. Let's keep on trucking. All right, we have one from FunBro. The FunBro gravity knife. This is the smallest one of the ones that I have. It's got a little lanyard loop kind of keychain setup. Same kind of deal where you've got this one-sided, what do you call that? Like slide guard. What's different on this one is it does have this, it just springs back shut. But I've noticed that it doesn't close when the blade's out. See, it does this, and then you have to click it closed. But that kind of locks it in. That's not moving anywhere once it's in there unless you're physically pushing it away. This one, actually, the blade is a little bit more solid. It's a little bit smaller. There's not as much space for it to move around. But the action is kind of fun on this. It's tight. It kind of looks like a USB stick. A little gold accent. It's fairly cool for a cheapo. The FunBro claims a D2 blade. So they're saying that's D2. Again, a cheap Amazon purchase. You cannot always guarantee. Plus, how well is the heat treat? Again, more fidget factor knives than reliable daily carries. This one does have kind of a fun factor. That little click for, see, it doesn't do that when you close it. So you have to click it open, but when you drop it shut, it just closes. I'm wondering if that's meant to be, or if it's just a little tight and we need to go in there and maybe just sand that little notch right there so that it drops free when the blade's open. I don't know if that's a design for it or not, but it is another fun little small fidget factor desk novelty. Aluminum and D2 on there. I mean, not bad. Okay, let's move up in the world. We're going to make a big change and move from the low budget kind of low quality stuff from Amazon, we're going to get into some Reates right here. These are on loan to me from Mikey Trails. Thank you, Mikey Trails, for sending these to me to check out for a few weeks, and then I'll be sending them back to him. But these are fun. So this one is the Reate EXO-U. U stands for utility, because this one is actually a razor blade utility blade. So if you are someone who's going to be cutting wires at work, or stripping wires, cutting really gummy, residuey type of stuff where you're really going to be putting the blade to work, this is probably my favorite choice for using something with like a razor blade. I mean, you can buy the little Milwaukee Fastback, or just the little cheapos that you just jam a razor blade in and slide open and use. But this is kind of that razor blade use with the fun fidget factor. These jump up in price a little bit. I think they're around $70, $80 at the time of this video being made. But the Reate EXO-U has the swappable razor blade. You just kind of squeeze, pinch that off, put a new blade on, pop that back on, you're good to go. Has this little magnetic lock. So right now it is locked open. You can unlock it, drop it in, lock it closed, and then throw it in your pocket and use it. So this has the removable razor blades, and then the aluminum handle that has got the, sorry, my brain, nice little textured frag, like titanium. It feels like it's like a titanium, but this is an anodized aluminum, but that frag pattern on there feels really nice. This is a quality, like, high advanced razor blade holder, I guess. But if you want to have a gravity knife, higher quality, doesn't actually have a real blade on there, but for that price, this has got some great action, rides really well. The difference between this, the Reates, and those other ones is this whole, both sides open. So that allows the rail to be on both sides of the blade, which then allows it a little bit more smooth action versus your Treszen, where it is only on one side. So there's only a rail on this side. And if there, you put that rail on both sides of the blade, you get a smoother action, a little bit more solid when it's open. So I lock this open. It has a little play. Yes, these do that. But this is significantly more solid. And if you're cutting stuff with this razor blade, man, this thing works fantastic. Plus, I think you'd have the nicest one at your office or your business that you're working at. People would be jealous of this for sure. All right, so that is the Reate EXO-U. On we go. Okay, so this one is the star of the bunch, I think, personally. Thanks again to Mikey Trails for letting me check these out. This one is real deal. This is the Reate Mini-EXO. Boom. So there is the lock right on there. The Mini-EXO, this is some legit stuff right here. Okay, just check out the action on this a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. So smooth. Having the rail on both sides like that just really makes that able to just guide through that track, I guess, rail on a track, right? Sure. Making stuff up as I go here. Okay, the Reate Mini-EXO, this one has a CPM 3V blade on there with a double edge dagger grind. Very, very cool. We have a titanium handle and then a Zircuti insert right there on both sides. That is some premium stuff. This is high quality, expensive, excellent gravity knife example right here. So you lock that out, you notice the blade, it does have that little bit of play, but it's a little bit tighter. When I squeeze this like this, there is no play this direction. Actually, if I squeeze that tight, That gets pretty solid in there. That is nice. They really know what they're doing over there. They are more expensive, but you are paying for some high quality premium materials for this. I mean, titanium, CPM 3V, and the Zircuti. That is top-notch stuff. The ridges right there feel really nice, grippy, excellent feel on the hand. Great way to show off a dagger blade because it drops in and you don't have to worry about, like on a normal knife, you'd be trying to swing it out, and if this side was sharp as a dagger, you would end up cutting yourself. You wouldn't be able to carry it. So this, because it drops in there and it's completely protected, is a great way to have a dagger blade. What do we think? This thing is sick, right? Reate Mini-EXO. Okay, let's get the big boy version of that. This is the Reate EXO-M. So also with the lock on there. Same great action. Boom. Let's lock that out. So the Reate EXO-M, this one has an ELMAX dagger blade right there. Nice and shiny. Gorgeous looking blade. Titanium as well on the handle. And then we have a camo carbon insert on this one. Another premium version from Reate. Look at that action. Just boom. Exoskeleton. What's it say on this side? It's got like the actual date numbered. These are high quality. They're fantastic. So if we lock this one out, yeah, that blade it's got that tiny little bit of play, but it's still pretty solid. Careful, it's sharp on both sides. But the action on these, this is just fun. Remember, these are not legal in every location. So depending on where you are at, if you are interested in one of these, make sure to check your local laws. Some places they're not legal, some places they're legal, but you can't carry them, but you can have them in your collection. So just make sure you're checking into that before you try to place any orders. But these are super fun. Okay, boom. This is the Reate EXO-M, ELMAX and titanium, high quality, fantastic, larger size. Another great example of a dagger use being very efficient on this style of knife. Okay, the last one here. We'll have to have the discussion. Would you consider this a gravity knife? It's technically called a gravity knife. This is the Oknife Mettle 3. So no flipper tab, no thumb studs, no options for opening, only the button. So you push the button, swing it out, push the button, swing it closed. Action is great, but is that a gravity knife? Some will say yes. Some might say no. But you have to use gravity. I have no way to physically grab that blade and move it. So I'm pushing the button and releasing it. Then it's a type of gravity. The swinging motion is what opens and closes it. So different style of gravity knife, perhaps. Maybe a button actuated locking knife only by the button. What would you call it? Comment below. Very cool knife, either way. The Oknife Mettle 3, CPM S35VN on the blade, and we have an aluminum handle with this nice titanium back spacer. The action is fantastic. It's fun. It's a crazy knife, though. Tell me this isn't just wild. What would you call the blade shape on that? Gnarly. But some consider this a gravity knife nonetheless. I think it's cool. I would try one out if you are interested. We'll see though. Okay, so there they are. Boom, 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 boom. What do we think about gravity knives? Do you have any? Comment below. Are you interested in picking one up? Which one are you going to get? Comment. Let me know. Tell me I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Should I get another one? What should I look at for them in the future? Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.